All right, you guys, welcome back in for another community chat. This one's going to be for the moon in Capricorn, opposing the energy of Mars in Cancer. All right, we've got planetary hour of Mercury right now during this transit. It's going to be taking place at 19 degrees and 51 minutes at 6:22 p.m. to be exact. It is 6:20 p.m. as we speak. All right, so we're looking at the 20th degree if we're rounding up in Sabian symbols, moon in Capricorn, speaking about a hidden choir singing. Spiritual fellowship. Putting aside the ego, we find that the greater joy comes from shared celebration of our spiritual nature. Speaks about spiritual fellowship. Much of what we call service and think to be altruistic is not truly so. In part, it is self-serving because we enjoy it and it adds to our kudos. If, however, we move into higher consciousness, where our attention is entirely upon spiritual realms and we move entirely out of the public eye, then we can become a humble agency for spirit. Humility is a blessed experience that is rarely achieved, but more easily accessed through surrendering into group consciousness. So it speaks about worship. It says, through worship, one unifying motivation enables us to experience the full exaltation of self. The universe of all life is nothing more than a complex series of vibrations, sounds, and hidden by our own limits of perception, which join together into a choir to create what is called the music of the spheres. It is intuitively pleasing to see that music is an excellent metaphor for what we know as spirituality. And although we may not be religious and prayerful, we all worship in our own different, often hidden ways. Says this is no time for personal aloofness and lukewarm loyalties. This is the opportunity to experience the full and passionate exaltation of self as an aspect of the whole. It is worship. It creates and celebrates the power of good for all by demonstrating how the one serves the many and the many serves the one. All right, so what it's in opposition to is Mars in Cancer at 20th degree. All right, the Gondoliers in the Serenade. Celebration of permitted emotions. Society's grip upon behavior is balanced between reward and punishment. Romance is approved and supported. Celebration of permitted emotional expression. So even the normal palette of emotional expression is ritualized. For example, in courtship protocols, and for the most part, we find happiness when we are able to conform with accepted ways to live out our feelings. The lightheartedness that arises when we do is often festive. Speaks about sentiment. The mind becomes clear when the heart is at ease. The division of labor in society allows that each individual can find their own work, even underwriting the rather fanciful occupation of a gondolier. Some arrange for food to be on the table, others create serenades. Personal traits, sentiments, desires, and preferences will only be perfected when an individual is ready and willing to seek satisfaction in every moment, doing whatever work they are drawn to do, and enthusiastically accepting the resultant life path. Although sentimentality, especially when taken to extreme levels, is unlikely to touch the deepest reaches of heart, it is nevertheless soft and has an easing effect which can engender harmony. Through this gentle process of creating coherence, the expending self is able to face up to external challenges and in inner ambiguities with greater courage. When the heart is at ease, the mind becomes clearer and our tasks become simpler. All right. Calm down. All right, let's see what's going on here. We're going to pull from the Citadel deck. All right, let's see what's going on. So it's kind of giving me this energy. I even went and looked it up. Like, what is in Gondolier? What is a serenade? I had to look into this stuff. All right, so the serenade, it says, is a piece of music sung or played in the open air, typically by a man at night under the window of his lover. All right, so permitted emotions right now. Romance is approved and supported, it says. And it's in opposition to the moon in Capricorn that speaks about the energy of spiritual fellowship. All right, coming through the energy of a hidden choir that is singing. So everybody, more so, and where it said, it is worship. It creates and celebrates the power of good for all by demonstrating how the one serves the many and the many serves the one. That's what it's coming through as. All right, so the gondolier is going to be the person that's overlooking this energy. All right, and it's saying the gondolier in Cancer's energy is pertaining to a serenade, right? The music that's coming in. So I'm looking at gondoliers and it's showing me the energy of like Venice and how you get on the boat and you're with your lover and it's more so like a romantic time, right? So this is what this opposition is bringing in. Not so negative, right? Let's see what wants to come out of the community deck. The Tailor, so attention to details. The Enchanter, deception and trickery. The Smith, overthinking. Why do I feel like this has to do with like work? Literally. And the Guide, some sort of inheritance that's meant to come through. Okay. One more. The Pathless. A difficult decision to make here. Alright, let's get into it, you guys. Hold on, I gotta back you guys up a little bit. This is like... There we go. Let's get into it. Alright, so the Tailor, attention to details. And it's coming out with the energy of pride here. Alright, so the Tailor, it says the story is dark, the walls lined with endless boxes that house a wealth of beautiful dresses and suits. At the back of the store, lit by a single lantern, a half-finished robe is stretched across the frame. Hunched before the magnificent garment, the tailor labors at this work of love, nimble fingers embroidering a spellbinding design into the silk. It is this passion and dedication that has made them so successful. But from the tremble in their fingers, it seems as though it won't be long before overexertion catches up with them. Your dedication to your passion has served you well, and you're finally starting to reap the benefits of your hard work. Allow yourself to stop and take pride in what you've done, rather than throwing yourself headfirst at the next thing. It's important to acknowledge your achievements in order to understand the depths of your own abilities. In reverse, this card speaks about some sort of imbalance in your life is making it feel as though no matter what you try, nothing makes any great difference. You're not seeing any results no matter how many hours you put in or how hard you work. Trying to force it can end up becoming counterproductive. Step back, focus on what's causing the imbalance, and come back to it later. I think this is what we were picking up in the last reading, you guys. All right, understanding that if you're on the right path with something and you feel like you don't belong, you actually do. It's just a matter of you taking a break from it. All right, so paying attention to details. Let's see. It's almost like you wanting to perfect your skill, whatever you do for work. All right, so because you have a heavy like attachment to it, and you're not wanting to let it go. This can actually work against you rather than working well for you. The Hangman energy is here with the energy of the moon. All right, so what's being illuminated is your subconscious state here. And it says you need to gain a new perspective. All right, so going through the awakening process, understanding what it is that you need to release and let go, and allow whatever is meant to come in to come in. All right, so the full moon could be of significance here. The full moon in Aries, possibly. It's going to be like coming towards a climax with your emotional state. All right, and there's going to be a specific cycle that is ending up like completed. So that's been coming through, right? Six of Coins. Speaks about some sort of like reciprocity here. Like an equal give and take with something. Accepting that it's time to move on. To bring in something like some sort of balance. This is absolutely, like, it's absolutely something that you love. It's giving me full moon energy for Pisces, though. That's what this is giving me with the Hangman. Interesting. Now I'm getting solar eclipse energy. So something pertaining to an equal give and take. What was meant to be released pertaining to what was needing to start here with the solar eclipse energy. All right, so big changes are coming within the next 6 months. It's like you're finding your inner truth. There's a heavy catalyst for change, it says. Transformation coming and a new beginning. So coming out of this full moon lunar eclipse that took place in Pisces was you gaining a new perspective, having an aha moment, an awakening on what was coming to completion. Now this next full moon that's coming up is in Aries. This is going to also bring some sort of completion. Aries is all about the house of self. All right, whether it just be the way that you're presenting yourself out, but it's coming out pertaining to an equal give and take. So this solar eclipse in Libra is like allowing you a new beginning for either a relationship. It's giving like a partnership in business. It could just be like a brand new start to being invited out by family, by friends, being valued in whatever it is that you love to do for work, whatever it is that's meant to take off for you. Because it's definitely pertaining to whatever you have your attention to details with. All right. Let's look at the energy of the Enchanter. Welcome in, you guys. I got a loud ass mouth, don't I? All right, let's see. The Enchanter. What is that? I don't know. I'm seeing a skull's hand. All right. A flash of flame, whirls of green smoke, and a flock of doves that appears from nowhere. The audience applauds. The Enchanter takes the bow. They know how to entrance and entertain, and with a century of arcane learning behind them, they never put a foot wrong. But is it truly magic, or is it all smoke and mirrors? You may be in a situation where you've been forced to deceive another, and whether it is intentional or not, you run the risk of being caught out in your lie. You could back away, hoping that it will be forgotten about or resolve itself in time, but you run the danger of it spiraling out of control. Or you can own up and take responsibility for your own action. Decision is yours. So the Enchanter, reversed, addresses the repairing of relationships after a deception comes to light. You or someone you know may have had the truth of their deceit revealed, willingly and or not. Losing the trust of others, now is the chance to work together to reach a state of reconciliation. This energy isn't going anywhere today. I'm trying to tell you right now. If you had to gain a new perspective, having an aha moment on something that has been revealed, right now you know somebody's moving in the energy of deception and trickery. So what is this energy here? I just heard spellbinding. I don't know. Something about bringing things back into balance. Again, with the Six of Coins. Giving and receiving. An equal give and take. Summer solstice. The pinnacle for success. Speaks about the need to let go of control, to celebrate life, have fun. What does that have to do with anything? The winter time could be of significance if we're speaking about the following solstice that's coming up. Ace of Cups and Page of Wands. Whatever you're doing that's very creative may allow you to give yourself like this new romance type of energy with the Ace of Cups. It's like you tapping into your childlike energies. All right, there could be some sort of good news coming your way, or happiness, joy, and contentment pertaining to this Ace of Cups. It's like the flow of emotions again. And it's kind of giving me this energy with celebration of permitted emotions. So if someone has deceived you and it's been in the spotlight, then understand that whatever's coming through is like you celebrating being able to look into the details of something and understanding what needs to be released and what new changes are coming after the energy is released. That's the way I'm seeing it. I feel like the energy is picking up here pertaining to love. Now, I'm not sure why it came out with the energy of the summer solstice, but the winter solstice could be of significance. And it speaks about finding the light from within. Tying up loose ends. If you need to validate your feelings for someone or something, do it. The Ten of Coins wants to be seen, and the Tower. So some sort of like shocking event pertaining to like a family legacy, some sort of wealth coming your way, long-term stability. This could be the energy of like buying a house, and or suddenly experiencing some sort of divorce with someone. Having chaos come into your life pertaining to like one's legacy. Could be like the patriarch of the family, it says. Or to one's wealth. And the Chariot is here. Alright, so now is the time of forward movement. With lots of willpower, success. Alright, the need for focus. And there could be travel as well involved. Interesting. I'm seeing the Chariot, which is Cancer's energy, and we're doing this reading with Mars and Cancer, speaking about the celebration of permitted emotions. It's coming through with the Ace of Cups and the Page of Wands. Whatever seems to be like this lovable type of excitement that's picking up with this overflow in love, it's pertaining to one celebrating the Ten of Pentacles that you have coming in. It's a win, a shocking win is what it is. After having to find that someone was moving forward in the energy of deception and or trickery. All right, so the energy of paying attention to the details, because of what you love to do for work, you were able to gain a new perspective during this full moon cycle that's either past with the energy of the lunar eclipse and or the upcoming one here in Aries on the 17th. Pertaining to this solar eclipse energy that took place in Libra. All right, Libra being the sign of love, of partnerships, of relationships, of marriage. It could be either a transformation, a divorce, and or something coming back into balance, an equal give and take with giving and receiving with the Six of Coins. So this energy with the Six of Coins is the representation of like the moon in Taurus, which is actually exalted there. It's comfortable, it's aware, it knows exactly what it needs to do. All right, a heavy sense of value now. So if this is someone that has deceived you, then it looks like you've got new love coming in with the Page of Wands to the Ace of Cups, possibly by the winter time. All right. So it's time to really validate the way that you feel about somebody, especially if it pertains to some sort of wealth that's supposed to come in your way. Something like that requires a lot of strength of will, it says with the Chariot. All right, let's look at the Smith here. So overthinking and then taking action. All right, so the Smith, it says the cold glow heat of the forge is a sharp contrast to the cold of the streets outside. In the gloom of the smithy, a hammer strikes iron. Something new and beautiful is created beneath a shower of sparks. There is a rhythm to the hammer and anvil, and in their work, the smith can turn their mind away from the rest of the world and focus solely on the task at hand. They know their value of working out a plan of action before heating the metal. But they also know that overthinking will not benefit them. Their time to strike when the iron is hot. So once again, in the last reading, it was saying if you want to go after something and you have a specific skill and you're trying to remain invisible, moving into this reading, it's almost like you need to move forward when the time is hot and go for it. There's something on your mind that you've been planning for a long time, and though it may be easier to keep putting it off, the time for action is here. By continuing to overthink things, you're going to miss your opportunity. Seize the day and get to it. You'll feel so much later afterwards. It says you're currently stuck in a situation that you've caused yourself by rushing in without suitable preparation beforehand. The consequences of your impulse actions are starting to catch up with you, but you can't blame others for them. It's time to admit that you're at fault here and learn from this the next time around. All right, let's look at it. So what is it that you're overthinking? It's time for you to go. Shockingly, you're ready. You got a lot of strength behind you. You're ready. But again, it's moving forward like having understood that someone was being deceptive. Is that something you really want to return to is the question. I don't know. It pertains to your wealth. So if your money bag is of importance right now, it's time to roll. Queen of Coins, it definitely has to do with your wealth, your prosperity, your abundance. Just says that you're very business savvy. So maybe you have multiple skills. You are very detailed. You pay attention to details. You could be wanting to tend to yourself as well and be like nurturing yourself at this time. It's given the energy of being very organized, very grounded, very nurturing. It's giving the energy of someone with lots of impeccable taste, it says. Someone very classy. But there is like a negative side to it, so you could be like a perfectionist in what you do for work. The need for home and work balance is of significance. I told you guys I was feeling this the other day. The energy of 10 and 4. Run back to that reading. October 4th reading. For the energy check-in. Go run into that reading real quick. And go check that out. Because I feel like it's been since then that I've been feeling this energy. Of the balance of home and work. Pertaining to changes that are going to be taking place. In opposition. All right, let's see. So it's coming out with the Wheel of Fortune and the 8 of Coins. All right, so right now is a great time for you to make a decision pertaining to your life cycle and where your destiny is trying to send you here. It's time for you to go after what's fated for you. You have a specific skill, a specialty that you need to stick with. If it's a great time for you to be self-employed right now, it's going to work out and you're going to achieve this with mastery. It's remaining pertaining to your persistence and you remaining committed to whatever this is. All right. Let's see. Two of Coins. All right, so you're going to start having to become adaptable to the changes that you're going to see. So financially, you might have to like learn how to juggle. All right, you might be going back and forth pertaining to decisions that you want to make right now. You got to be decisive on action. It's a big, big choice you got coming up is what it's giving me. Six of Wands. I feel like you're going to win either way. You've got victory, recognition coming, success. You've got to have confidence in what you're moving forward with. Do you really love what you do? Stick with it. See where it takes you. Because you're being guided to go that way, I feel. And then it's coming through with the energy of the Pathless. Like maybe you feel like you're the eyeball. You're the odd one out. Like something like this. I'm telling you what I felt in the last reading. So the opposition and what's happening right now is you're celebrating the energy, I feel, of a win. All right? Being able to come together with a specific community of people that resonate with each other. And it's permitted for you to have and be able to express your emotional state. So whatever is happening here with this whole full moon lunar eclipse going into the solar eclipse energy, it's a very big balance in opposition of Aries and Libra. Not only that, but it's opening you up to seeing where the deception has held you back from your path. So if you know that you're on the right path here, it's giving me like remain focused on that. You're overthinking something. The Wheel of Fortune is now you need to be taking action on where you've been setting your intention. First quarter moon energy is like the energy is gaining momentum now. For this specific moon cycle. So don't try to come in and make a choice that you're moving back on. You're already winning. You're having some sort of victory and success with whatever this is. You've hit a milestone. It's like allow yourself to celebrate that. Page of Swords. So it's coming through with like whatever idea you had. It's like you've been focused, gaining the education with it, right? Like you've been remaining curious. You're very quick-witted. So you're like thirsting for more knowledge on whatever it is that you're doing. That's what it's coming through as. It's not asking you to overthink it. It's saying continue to take action because you're on the right path. But the Knight of Cups is like follow your heart. Whatever you do that's artistic, whatever you feel attracted to, whatever brings a sense of like charming romance, it makes you feel like lighthearted. That's what you want to chase after. Let's look at the guide. Okay. Beneath the thundering echo of a waterfall, a bell rings, clear and compelling, commanding the attention of all close enough to hear. Almost without thinking, you feel your feet turn you towards the waters and the figure beneath. The guide has inherited their position, and the path they walk has been predetermined. It is fated this way. It is their role to correct the mistakes made by their predecessors and set things to rights. You're in a situation that isn't ideal, but it's up to you to make the most of it. Holding a grudge against what led you here won't achieve anything. It's time to accept the cards that you've been dealt. Once you're on the other side of this, you'll be better placed to reflect on what you've learned from the experience. But for now, it's time to put in some hard work and push through. It's not time to give up. First quarter moon energy, the energy gains momentum. You keep going. You keep doing what you've been doing so that you can continue to win. Continue to gain knowledge. Continue to move forward, expressing the energy of your happiness. It's bringing in success. You got great cards out here. Queen of Coins, Eight of Coins. You've got the Six of Wands. You've got the Chariot here. You got the Ace of Cups. This is all unexpected right now with the Tower. Wheel of Fortune. You've got great fortune heading your way. Six of Coins out here, an equal give and take. There's no losing. You can't lose. Because I see all wins. All pertaining to your hard work. Eight of Coins. So it says, after a long struggle to put things right, not helped by others, you have found confidence in your ability to overcome whatever's next. Take a moment to congratulate yourself on your perseverance and make room in your life for the next challenge. So whatever's coming through, welcome in, you guys. Whatever's coming through is pertaining to this solar eclipse and whatever's changing. Because there's a new beginning happening now. Let's look at the guide. It's a really difficult decision for you to have to release something. That's what this is giving me. So you're thirsty for more knowledge pertaining to what it is that, like, makes your heart flutter. All right. And it's asking you to start adapting to the changes that are to come. Because you can do nothing but win. You're already focused. Very quick with it. It's like whatever you put your mind to, you go after it, you achieve it. That's what it's given. All right. So the 9 of Cups is here. You're emotionally fulfilled with what you do. That's why. You're completely content. It says your wishes are coming true. You're happy. You're satisfied. You feel full emotionally. All right. It's like your wish fulfillment is here. Queen of Wands. I feel like you're setting a trend here. Remaining confident, being a visionary. You're outgoing. You're very energetic. You're courageous. You're bold. You could be sexy, strong. Whatever you do, you're lit. Fire. On fire. Okay. On fire. Seven of Cups. You got so many possibilities that are opening up for you here. And this is what's creating the illusion that you're pathless. It's because you got major decisions coming up for you. You stick out like a damn sore thumb. It keeps coming through that way. All right. It says here, you may be unclear or confused or lacking focus. Shiny objects syndrome. Don't be driven by money, you guys. Be driven by the knowledge. That's what got you here. That's why you continue to persevere in whatever you're doing. So don't overthink it. Continue to take action the way you've been taking action. Utilize the energy of your imagination is the way that's coming through with the 7 of Cups. All right, the 5 of Wands. So there could be lots of like challenges around you. There could be like chaos coming through. This came out in the last reading as well. All right. Maybe you feel like you're going to lose out on an opportunity if you don't make a change. There could be some sort of misunderstandings in the energy that's creating some sort of conflict and or competition. It's because you're having some sort of wish fulfillment here. And you're very confident in what you do. Again, you've inherited something very like knowledgeable here. You've been able to use your skill to correct something that seems to be more so unseen by other people. It's been kept hidden. You were the only one that were able to go in and attend to the details of something. Is the reason why you're winning. I'm not saying you're the only one, because there's a group of people that are celebrating the energy of their emotional state. All right, but then when this comes to a completion, it's like, what's next? So the Knight of Swords. This is like you seize in the moment. All right, you may be doing something that requires a lot of your focus. All right, you may be very blunt in the way that you come off to people. So this may be causing some sort of conflict in the environment around you. But this is just things that come and go. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's stuck there with you. Again, it's giving me something pertaining to like coming off, being very daring in whatever you do. Yeah, the waxing moon cycle, I'm telling you. It's like continue pushing forward. So this is the energy speaking about where it gains strength. being at the final steps, having an increase in energy. So right before we hit the energy of the full moon, which comes up in Aries, it's like whatever you set your intention on with that solar eclipse in Libra, this is it right now. The energy is gaining momentum. You continue to make progress, even overcoming the challenges that are being thrown at you. That type of energy. All right, let's look at the difficult decisions with the Pathless. All right, it says the street is busy, alive with the shouting of voices and the sound of boots on cobbles. But one pair of feet seems to have no destination, walking in circles, meandering and lost. This poor soul is the Pathless, who hesitated on many decisions and rushed into too many others. They are the product of indecision and misdirection, lacking confidence in themselves and trusting too much in people who would misguide them. It feels like progress on whatever you've been working towards has ground to a halt. Others might give you unsolicited advice, but you know yourself better than anyone else. Take a step back and consider a new direction, but don't keep it stubbornly moving forward if it's not getting you anywhere. In reverse, the Pathless doesn't lack direction because of stubbornness, rather because of an impulse energy that's driving them in multiple directions at once. So again, having too many options. It says, you know what you want, but you lack the valuable experience needed to organize and plan how you actually get there. Consider that you might need a little more time before you're in a position to pursue this particular path. All right, let's talk about it. So this is like, if you feel that you're lacking direction right now, it's going to be a difficult decision having to like release something, because that's going to come up by the full moon in Aries. Welcome in, you guys. I think I'm talking to everyone directly, sweetie. All right, so the energy of the devil is here. This one says anything that keeps you feeling attached. All right, so things that have like a grip on you. Having to really look at the energy of your shadow self. If you are too materialistic, if you feel restricted in any way, anything that seems to be obsessive and or an addiction. All right, and can also represent the energy of too much sex. If you're focused too much on sexual matters. Let's see. All right, so now it's like a time for you to be a free spirit. Having a new beginning, stepping out there, getting adventurous. All right, taking a leap of faith with new opportunities. Let's see. Back. You're addicted to YouTube, so am I. That's the family life, right? You stay home, you play the mom duties. Or you go deliver packages for the post office. Ew. I'm sorry, Shannon. All right, so justice is here. It says fairness and balance, doing what's right, cause and effect. All right, so something pertaining to like a life lessons or some sort of truth that's meant to come out once you take this leap of faith. Can speak about legal matters as well. So this is Libra's energy. Giving like the Fool card can be pertaining to either Aquarius and or Aries, because it is the beginning of the zodiac, right? So I'm seeing the opposition of Aries and Libra, and where the north and south nodes are right now. And the devil is having to release yourself from whatever keeps you attached to the past, the south node energy. All right, so the Four of Swords, it speaks about a time for non-action. It says going into isolation or going within, the need to take a break or rest and heal, to retreat from the world. Maybe this is what you need to understand that if you want to go on a new path, it's like release yourself from whatever's holding you together, attached. And the Nine of Swords, it says mental anguish, having too much anxiety and fear and having nightmares, insomnia, worrying about things that actually aren't going to work out for you. Do you have faith and confidence that it will? Because that makes a difference as well. Whoa. All right, so the Strength card is here. All right, so you have some sort of like invisible force around you. And I feel like this is going to be your spiritual strength. All right, which is going to give you the energy of your confidence and the belief that you can do something. If you're an influential person and you have lots of wisdom, this is your power. So you utilize that in order to move forward to a new beginning. Let's see. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets. Sorry. All right, 7. Oh, that's crazy. 7 of Wands. I feel like you need to stand your ground on something. This is something that's worth fighting for. So you make a stand, you face it head on, and the haters are going to hate. They don't like the path that you want. It ain't fucking for them, obviously. They're the ones that feel pathless. All right, let's see. I love socializing on here. I love it. All right, so the Page of Coins is here. All right, so this is where you're laying your foundation. All right, it speaks about where you're setting your goals. All right, somebody here is studying magic. Hard worker, someone that's faithful and ambitious and loves what they do. Loves what they do. Very grounded type of person, whatever they got going on. So if you lack direction right now, this is where you're going to stress yourself out, is what it's giving me. All right. So the solar eclipse was meant to bring in something new for you. If something that you've been working on hasn't been moving anywhere and you finally see it accelerating, I wish you would run away from it right now. Because this is your chance. This is the time for it to like really take off for you. Because if you move on to something else, it's like you're starting a new beginning at the wrong time. Let's be clear. A new beginning starts at a new moon cycle. Then you get to the first quarter moon. And then whatever is meant to be illuminated will be illuminated at the full moon energy. Whatever no longer serves is to be released so that when the next new moon comes up, it's takeoff time again. All right. Now remember, new moon in Libra, find out where it is in your chart. Run back to the playlist. Look for your sun, your moon, and your rising and find out how this energy is affecting you in that specific house. All right. Now, if it's pertaining to career, with a new moon in Libra, this is going to be Capricorn's time right now for shit to take off. I'm just being real. Sun, moon, rising, Capricorns. Aquarius, you're coming up November 1st. If you set your intention on something and it's about to take off pertaining to your career, November 1st is your time. And so forth and so on. All right? Being clear with you guys. That's the energy. So this opposition right now is a confrontation pertaining to where you need to take place on taking action and wherever Cancer sits for you and wherever your moon in Capricorn is taking place as well. You gotta love astrology, you guys. You gotta love it. Some people don't believe in it, but I do. You're a Scorpio sun. I like it. All right, let's see. Let Scorpios go do their thing. It's going to be their time. All right. Maybe Scorpios are going to want to focus on being single with their new moon cycle. Who knows? Maybe they out here buying houses and shit. I don't know. Pluto's coming in their 4th house. You never know. The unexpected changes coming through for them. It's a big deal. All right, you guys. What do I pull for you? Let's do Soul's Journey, because I feel like a lot of people may feel lost right now. So, Shannon, did you have a lot of packages today? Did they stress you out? The mother is ghosting you? Uh-oh. Child, what are they doing? Amazon didn't pick up from you today? I had Amazon parked across the street from my house for like an hour. And lots of flats. Yeah, I believe it. Thank you, G. All right. Let's see what comes out, you guys. And by the way, allow your heart space to let you go wherever you feel like going right now. Because Capricorn and Cancer in opposition is actually like polarities attract, you guys. You know that, right? So earth and water, this energy keeps coming out. Honesty today. All right. It says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but you can expect it from yourself. So anybody that's been in the energy of trickery and or deception, you don't want to deal with them people. They are fucking liars. All right. Clearly. It's giving crown chakra energy. I'm seeing purple. So you understand exactly. That's crazy. In the last reading, run back. Because I pulled from the wisdom of the house of night. And the understanding card came out next to honesty. All right. It's giving crown chakra energy here. Something about communicating truth as well. All right. Don't feel worried about anything right now. It says, I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Heavy purples. Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So this is the energy of the knowledge that you're gaining at this time. That's your growth. That's your abundance. All right. That's coming through. It's through the energy of your wisdom. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. So any changes that you want to make, you can't blame nobody but yourself if you fail. If there's something that you want to accomplish, you go for it and you achieve it, right? That's the only way to grow. Adversity. Everything comes with a challenge, you guys. Right? Except it says, I accept the challenges that are best. That's the best way to learn. Everything comes with a challenge. So that when you do win, it feels like you had an accomplishment. Does that make sense? Okay. Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. Listen, I feel like this is going to be a heavy week of indecision. What do we got coming up again? Jupiter is in retrograde in Gemini. First quarter moon in Pluto. First quarter moon in Capricorn. Pluto going direct tomorrow on the 11th. 13th, Mercury enters Scorpio. 17th is the full moon in Aries. Big deal. So next challenges are coming up. So the full moon in Aries, once it starts waning down, you're going to start releasing what no longer serves you. All right? Moving forward honestly. Not in the energy of worry. Where are you actually going to grow? You can't blame anybody but yourself. It's ready for a new challenge and adversity coming in. You might be indecisive right now. Focus on your self-esteem if that's the way you feel. All right, because you possess the gifts of the soul that benefit yourself as well as others. So if you move forward in the energy of confidence and value, and your self-esteem is heightened, this is the energy that you're going to exude out to other people as well. Not that you need to put your head down and worry about what's the next thing to come. No, you keep your head up and you keep it fucking pushing. All right. Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And you go after whatever the fuck is you want. Not what somebody else wants for you. Understand? You got to be strong. You never let somebody want something for you. What do you want? Have the courage to go after that. Never let somebody take your power away. It says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Do you fear anything? What is it that you fear? Your freedom? I wish the fuck you would. I don't care what it looks like. Success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. All right. So what it's giving me here is if you want freedom, if you want anything that you genuinely want, when you're being honest with yourself and you want to grow, right? You can't blame anybody else for their challenges in their life and what they've experienced. It's only about you. All right. So if you know that you can be bold and go after something that you can find to be successful on your path, something that you know that you can accomplish, even if you don't accomplish it and you see that you failed, it just shows that you have the ability to get back up and try again. I'm hearing Aaliyah. Dust yourself off and try again. And if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. That's what it's. I hear that song. Abundance. See what I'm saying? I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. And it starts at the root chakra. You got to start at the bottom and head to the top. That's the way I'm seeing it. If everything else falls away, it's like fuck all the materialistic shit. You have to start with a firm foundation with something if you want to build on that, right? Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges, and your path is not going to look like anybody else's. Better believe it. It's not going to look like anybody else's, because everybody is unique in their own way. Everybody is eccentric in their own way. Stop being in denial too. That's crazy because that came out in the other reading as well. You have to acknowledge your fear and replace it with the insight of awareness. Where does your awareness say you need to go? Where? Because Spirit is talking to you. I'm getting like heavy, like sacral chakra energy right here. Sacral and solar plexus energies. Get creative and take action. All right. Let's do one more. Happiness. Whatever makes you happy, go for that. Down on the bottom of the deck. You know what your purpose is. You know exactly what your purpose is. You know what you're here to do. And if you don't, utilize that damn imagination you got. An idea will come through. All right. It says, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. If you're happy with what you do, you're on the right path. If you can't stand what you do, you're going to hate it and you don't want to be there. That's how you know the difference. 3113 in the chat. All right, you guys. So creativity and new beginnings. 3 and 1s. Whoa. All right, let's pull some Moonology on it because it's giving me heavy energy of Moonology. Full moon in Aries on the bottom of the deck coming up again the 17th. I believe from here on out, these are all going to be super moons, by the way. I keep seeing that energy. It says to surrender to the divine. If something isn't working out for you, it's going to be something that you got to release. And allow it to be released, because whatever is going to be the next thing, I feel like Spirit will guide you to whatever that's going to be. You're going to know. It's like you're going to be pressured to go that way. But it's got to be something that you feel ready for. You can't let anybody force you to do something you don't want to do. All right, so waxing moon, again, the energy is gaining momentum. From back when this new moon in Libra happened, a new romantic cycle begins. This could be heavy on love, you guys. Like, for my single people, I feel like you're about to find new romance. And for those that are coupled, I feel like the energy is going to be gaining momentum between you guys. More love. More, let me just shut up. More love. All right, supermoon. Emotions are running high. So again, the celebration of permitted emotions. You're permitted right now to be in love. Okay? Permitted to be in love. You're permitted to come into new partnerships, new relationships, new business contracts, whatever it may be. Libra energy. All right, you are good enough with the energy of the full moon in Virgo. When does that take place? Ouch. Pisces season. So the next full moon in Virgo is going to be a lunar eclipse. I think so. Oh, yeah. Spirit said, get ready. That's crazy the way Spirit's coming through right now. So from the full moon in Pisces that we experienced, which was the lunar eclipse, The following one is going to be the full moon in Virgo that happens in Pisces season. Next year, 2025. Let me give you guys a date on it. So the full moon total lunar eclipse in Virgo takes place on March 14th. I want to look into these details real quick because it's showing me this for a reason. Whatever is happening right now at this solar eclipse in Libra, from here to the next 6 months until we reach March 14th, and where the full moon lunar eclipse will take place, because the opposition is now changing. North node, south node will be Pisces, Virgo. We're moving out of this Aries and Libra thing. All right, yes, we're going to experience another solar eclipse in an Aries energy, but that's going to be in March 29th. But we're talking about where the actual change is happening here. All right, so full moon in Pisces, you were meant to balance spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Virgo is going to let you know that you are good enough. All right, happening in Pisces season. So let's look at where this transit is taking place. At 24 degrees of Virgo. Hold on. Marrying her white lamb, it says. The spiritual practice of innocence. The more we progress in spiritual maturity, the more we radiate childlike qualities and purity of spirit. Despite having a nobility of demeanor and powerful will, the more advanced seeker is able to radiate innocence and purity, holding on to a childlike simplicity of being. This protects us from attachment to pride and also softens all the situations we encounter, adding a spontaneity and lightness of being to life. Now, in opposition, where the lunar eclipse took place recently in September, we were at the 26th degree of Pisces. Let's take a look. A new moon that divides its influences and the freedom of choice. Civilization demands conformity, but the soul requires freedom to choose what comes next. So you have the free will to choose where this new moon cycle is taking you, pertaining to either a romantic cycle, something pertaining to a partnership, and or some sort of contract. If we expect to be able to exercise freedom of choice for ourselves, then we must allow that the same freedom to others. Therefore, the idea that we may require another person to act, feel, or think the same way that we do is false. There is, of course, despotism in the fields of politics and corporate commerce, and this is a very unfortunate, yet the worst issue is at home. Parenting is so often coercive. It takes a remarkable emotional maturity to allow others to be the way that they are so that we can find adjustment to them. This is the energy of Libra. Learning how to come into some sort of balance, you guys. Jesus. All right. So even if the emotions are running high, use the energy positively. All right, because what we're coming up with here is understanding that your value is good enough. All right. Full moon in Virgo is like, it pertains to day-to-day routines. It's how you're being of service to other people. It's the energy of balance. All right, so let's see what else comes out here. I got phone calls coming in. I got to get up off of here. All right, a personal issue reaches resolution with the full moon in Cancer happening on January 13th. What is this? So 2 days after we step into the North Node in Pisces, we got the full moon in Cancer happening at 24 degrees exact. And where right now this transit that's taking place is at Cancer in 20 degrees. Let's look at the 24th degree. A woman and two men on a bit of a sunlit land facing south. Harmonization. All right, a woman and two men on a bit of a sunlit land facing south. Harmonization. South is going to be the south of where the ascendant is the descendant. Libra house. Harmonious relationships occur only when we reconcile intellectual, emotional, and spiritual realities within ourselves. The polarity of self and relationships. Harmonious blending of all aspects of self. The emotional, mental, and spiritual aspects of personality need to be held in harmonious accord. If there is to be a suitable, balanced joy throughout life. In each moment, a new reality is emerging, and for us to create the best outcome, we have to bring these forces out of our being into blended, interdependent relationships. Then, in turn, our relationships with people will blend into harmony. All right, so bringing harmony in. Some sort of personal issue reaching resolution pertaining to relationships. This is all working together, you guys. All these full moons that are taking place. From the full moon in Aries to the full moon in Taurus to the full moon in Gemini, all the way to the full moon in Cancer at the beginning of 2025 with this North Node heading into Pisces. All right. In Suzanne. So we've got to remember, this is going to be a heavy spiritual year for us coming up in 2025. Why? Because we're going to be starting the North Node at the 30th degree. Speaks about the great stone face. And where Neptune, that's right now in retrograde, is going to then go direct. And we're going to be having Neptune at the 30th degree, or moving towards its last degrees in its domicile energy. Meaning Neptune in Pisces, utilizing imagination, tapping into the energy of creativity, the energy of love, being vulnerable, compassionate, and heavy on spirituality. Becoming our own ideal. There is no right answer to or best version of anything. We make it all up according to how we feel or think we should feel. We become whatever it is that we idealize. So instead of ending one journey, or instead of ending our journey, we find that we have become the seed of yet another cycle of experimentation. We idealize many things, which is love, truth, and God itself, for example. And this is how we become aware of our relationship with archetypes. The essential conundrum with which Plato and Aristotle wrestle without resolution is whether we create the archetype or the archetype creates us. The exact same puzzle is posed in the Hindu scripture, the Mahabharata. It says, do we create God or does God create us? This is the mystery of life, and simply put, it is that life is the mystery, a paradox, and not within our grasp to understand. Life, God, oneself are all beyond our comprehension, and yet divine curiosity to know more of the eternal paradox is the very motivation that began it all and keeps it all going. What we see when we look is nothing more or nothing less than our expectations. All right, so the following one, and where it's going to continue to retrograde, well, not in retrograde, but again, the North Node is going to be moving backwards in Pisces. So where we are right now with Neptune in Pisces at the 29th degree is speaking about how we're meant to see God in everything. There are two directions that concern us deeply, whether we are looking for God and or looking as if through God's eyes. So simultaneously looking for God and looking through God's eyes, the white light is divided into a diversity of rainbow colors by a raindrop or a prism and shows clearly the allegory of the relationship between the one and the many. Isn't this what we've all been seeking for, which is the understanding of our relationship with God? God chose to express itself as a diversity. The Creator created a multiplicity of facets of itself. We cannot therefore expect to end our evolutionary journey since God itself is not static. The Creator is creative and so always changing its expression like a kaleidoscope. Life itself, therefore, requires differentiation. We do not know God only by surrendering the self. We need also to express the self creatively. So getting creative, whatever it is that you love to do for work, is going to be big on spiritual things. We ran through the energy of your spiritual gifts and what you can get into to continue to gain knowledge and get creative on your spiritual journeys. It's not for you to return to the past and whatever has deceived you already. It's about you moving forward. New romantic cycles, new partnerships, new relationships. All right, the energy gaining momentum pertaining to the emotional state. This is going to be the energy of love, heavy on spirituality. All right, you guys, I'm over it. I'm tired. I love you all, and I'm out of here. I'll check you guys out early morning. We'll do another energy check-in. Tomorrow is Venus's day. Happy payday. All right. Venus is still in Scorpio up until the 17th, the same day that we see the full moon in Aries. It will ingress into Sagittarius. All right, let me give you a time frame on when this is all happening. It's a big deal. So full moon in Aries happens early morning, 7:26 a.m. And Venus enters Sag later on in the afternoon, 3:28 p.m. Big deal. We'll be then seeing the energy of the moon and Venus and the energy of fire signs and where the North Node and Chiron is taking place. All right, so there's going to be a lot of trines specifically on this day. We're going to see heavy cardinal energy squaring over to Mars in Cancer, and where we're speaking about right now the energy of the celebration of your emotions. All right, then it's going to be at a square. We're going to see the energy of the moon in Aries in opposition to the energy of the sun in Libra. And we're also going to see the moon in Aries square over to Pluto in Capricorn, you guys. All right, might be a little tough day. I ain't gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Not so much of a trine that day. Not so much. Not until the weekend. We're gonna see a trine over with the moon in Taurus and Pluto in Capricorn. It looks like. We'll go over all these energies next week, you guys. I don't want to confuse anything. This is more so concerning the first quarter moon and where we're set right now and the changes that are happening. All right, so I'm gonna leave it here. Love you guys.